How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Happy Merry Christmas on this Christmas Eve. I think it's been a minute since I've actually gone live on Christmas. Usually I go live on my Facebook and YouTube, and I'm out of town right now, so I figured I'd just go live on Instagram and call it a night. Oh man, it's been a crazy day. Lost a family member. Sad to say that, and even though me and this particular family member were not close because of a lot of the family drama. If you've seen any of my t-shirts, it says, I don't do drama, I do business, but I don't wish death on anybody, so I will hold a moment of silence for my aunt who passed away. I will not mention her name out of respect for the family members, but here we go. So I'm going live tonight, but not really any particular topics. It's been a minute since I've done a rant, and it's a Christmas rant. This is, for me right now, it's probably one of the worst Christmases of my life. And that's why I say it's like, as I'm getting older, I'm turning 40 in 2 weeks. And so I'm learning to appreciate life more and to just go for things and have more of a, do what you got to do mentality when it comes to trying to get more sales with my online store. Trying to, for the new year, and I might do a New Year's broadcast. I might not even be in town again, so who knows? A lot of things are going to be affected this week, so I got to get it while I can. As far as content goes, I think most likely within this next week, I'll probably just do more content on Instagram than anything else, because since I'll be out of town a little bit more. But with that being said, I hope that everybody has a great Christmas. I'm not trying to be Mr. Doom and Gloom. I hope that even if you didn't quote unquote get everything that you want, the most thing that you should want in this life right now is just peace, prosperity, happiness, and just being health, and just being appreciative that you're alive. Because I think that a lot of us, we really take this thing called life for granted too much. Okay? We really do. And I think we need to learn more to not take this thing called life for granted so much, because you never know when your number's going to get called, Today kind of reminds me of, going old school, Bone Thugs and Harmony, see at the crossroads, because you just never know. Never know when your number was going to get called up, I mean, we're going to, eventually all of us have to leave this thing called life. So none of us ever really know when our time is going to be up. And I don't care how healthy you try to be, how careful you try to be. You can get taken out on the airplane. You can get taken out walking the streets. You can get taken out driving in your car, being at work, in your home. You never know. I remember the first crazy incident I saw back in 2010 when I first moved into my neighborhood, when I first bought my first house. And unfortunately, it was an elder lady. She accidentally thought that she was pushing the brake, but she actually pushed the gas on her car. And I remember it was a 2002, 2003 Toyota Camry. And she rammed into somebody's living room. Literally. Ran the stop sign and went right into somebody's living room. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Luckily, the people that lived there, their kids didn't live there anymore. The man of the house, he was at work, and luckily his wife was in her bedroom when this happened, so she didn't get hit by the car. But I'll never forget that, because the crazy thing is, I remember when they had to get contractors to seal the place up, and because it was a regular day, but then a storm came that night, so they had to seal the place up to the point where water didn't leak inside the house. So definitely a crazy thing to take into consideration. But it's moments like, and luckily the woman who drove the car into the house, I think she was about maybe 78, maybe 79, 80 years old. And I respect my elders, so that's why I'm treading lightly when I talk about this. But I remember that, obviously she was, sorry, she didn't do this on purpose. And luckily she didn't get hurt, because, I know she went at least probably 50 miles 60 miles an hour into that house, you know. So I think she might have had like some minor bruises and cuts and whatnot. But luckily, yeah, that was a crazy situation. But I bring that story up to just remind me is like, you know, don't take life for granted. We never know. You know, this, even with me having a bad Christmas, you know, my mother having a bad Christmas because of losing, you know, we've lost 3 family members in 1 year. 3, uno, dos, tres. And these moments just remind me, we all have our days when we have our ups, we have our downs. We're all human. That's the most human feeling, normal feeling for any human to feel, regardless of what situation that you're in, regardless of where you come from. We all have our good days. We all have our bad days, you know. But I think for me, the thing that keeps me going is to remember that we might have our good days, we might have our bad days, but we are alive. And that's because that's just one thing that unfortunately we just do a great job of just taking for granted, family. And we got to stop taking being alive for granted. That's just one thing I don't care if you're in a relationship. I don't care if you're not in a relationship. I don't care if you feel lonely right now. I need you to, and let me know in the chat. I know I'm live on Instagram right now, but I'll put this on Facebook and I will put this on YouTube. But I want to know that, let me know that you're just grateful to be alive. And we could all have better lives. We see this all the time. We saw that with DJ Twitch, you know, unfortunately. And I'm definitely not mocking the dead. But he, quote unquote, on paper, had it all. And my man was still depressed. You know, and depression is real, mental health is real, and it's something I would never, ever joke about whatsoever. So trust and believe that, family. That's something I would never, ever joke about because it's real, you know, but that's just something that, you know, we a lot of times we just end up taking for granted. And, you know, we don't realize that even if somebody has a nicer house, nicer car, blah, 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 a lot of times it just doesn't mean anything. And that's one thing I respect Dame Dash. He always talked about that, how he's like, look, that doesn't mean a darn thing, you know. He talks about all the time, all the depressed millionaires and billionaires that he's around, who want to kill themselves because on paper, it looks like they have it all. But the biggest money move, and hey, I'm all about financial literacy. I'm all about financial independence. I'm all about financial greatness. But I am also about one, living a lifestyle that they don't have to take a vacation from. I'm really about that. Okay, straight up and down. All right, forget anything else you heard or think you know about me. I am all about financial independence, but I'm all about happiness at the same time. And life's too short if you're not going to be happy. You know, I can't put it any other way. Life is too freaking short if you're not going to be happy. So focus on the happiness more. You know, we have a new year that we're going in. And, you know, a lot of uncertainty in this new year. And, but I'm just going to look at the challenge as, hey, it could be worse. You know, and I'm still breathing, and we're gonna keep this train going. This train called life. So I leave it at that on some realness, straight up and down. But anyways, so that's really, at the end of the day, that's really all I had to say. I just wanted to give my perspective on a couple of things. It's crazy, this thing called life, where it's going. I figured I might have some people on Instagram pop up, but I know everybody. It's almost midnight because I'm back in the DMV area now, so it's almost midnight. So I know a lot of things are, you know, it's crazy. With it being Christmas Eve, I was actually going to watch Die Hard, but I think I might put something else on. I want to watch something funny, yeah, because it's been such a crazy day, you know. Yeah, I woke up in a good mood, good energy, good spirits and whatnot. And, you know, I'm not down in the dumps, but, it's just a crazy time. So it's like now it's just like, hey, I just want to watch something funny, kick back, relax. Matter of fact, I just thought about that, the great Christmas movie to watch. Watch Coming to America and watch what is it? Trading Places. That'd be something else. I haven't seen Trading Places in a long time. I had to think about that. It's like, dang, it's like just a good funny, good old funny Christmas movie, Sometimes that's all you need. It's something good to laugh at. Let's see. Because they don't make too many good movies like that anymore anyways. Most of the new movies in today's world are terrible. I've made a bunch of videos about how bad most of these new movies are nowadays. I mean, most people that are from, all my 80s babies, they know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. It's like, I guess because of the era of, I'm scared to offend people. That's why most of today's comedy is just terrible. It's just like, it just doesn't have that oomph about it, Like, to me, it's like, as long as you don't go crazy trying to insult people, it's like, it's okay to have some racial jokes every now and then, for God's sakes. Just don't go crazy with it. Don't use the N word, don't use the S word, But what do I know? Of course, Netflix doesn't have Trading Places. Maybe Hulu does. They keep trying to promote the movie Bullet Train. If you have not seen the movie Bullet Train, definitely check that movie out. That movie is real good. Do not get me wrong on that one. That is a movie to laugh your butt off at. So I think I'm in the mood to watch Trading Places. So let's get it just have to pay for it. You know how it is. You get all these apps, and they'll get you for these low monthly rates, and then of course they'll jack it up every couple of months on you. But the funny thing is, they'll jack it up on you, and then sometimes even if you have you got to get the right subscription to get all the movies that you want to watch and whatnot. So it's funny at this point. But one show I will say, like I said, I'm just talking for the sake of talking. One show I will say that is really good is that I didn't think I was gonna like is Snowfall. So that movie is like definitely on the money. I will say that with sincerity. So Snowfall is a great movie. So if you've never seen it, I know it's basically based off of Ricky Ross's lifestyle. Definitely a great movie. Definitely check it out. The movie Trading Places. That's so like this movie came out when I was a kid, and I think my mom had the movie on beta. If you remember beta tapes, not VCR tapes, but beta tapes. And I used to watch that movie religiously. Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, two funny comedians. Like I said, comedy will never be the same because everybody gets Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, she was in the movie too, so legendary movie. But anyways, the moral of the story is appreciate your life. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. If I'm at home, maybe I do a live production about New Year's and go in there and get into have some perspective and all that good stuff. But this being a quote unquote bad Christmas, there it is. For me, it definitely just puts things into perspective. And if you have kids, you're married, you have a relationship, you don't have any of the above, or if you have all of the above, whatever have you, just appreciate life. I'm going to go to bed tonight saying that I just appreciate life. And I'm going to go to bed knowing that the uncertainty is big and huge and real, but the uncertainty is what makes life that much better. The uncertainty makes that life that much more better, and it makes this just something to look forward to. You know what I mean? Because sometimes just knowing all the time makes life dull and predictable. I can say that with a lot of sincerity. Sometimes just knowing what the next step is going to be, and a lot of my married couple of people that I talk to, they tell me that all the time. They get tired of the mediocrity and the monotony of life, and a lot of times it messes with their soul and their spirit. Not that they're trying to be with a bunch of other partners and all that nonsense or cheating on each other, but this is a regular mundane day-to-day suburban lifestyle for some people. It just makes them want to blow their brains out. Am I one of those people? No, but I do like a little excitement in my life. I don't like everything to be so structured all the time, because life was never meant to be that way. If you really look at life for society, in the era, before the quote unquote modern era, where people, were hunters, gatherers, it takes a village. Every day was a different challenge because you didn't know where your next meal was going to come from. Getting water, possibly, assaulted by other people, tribes, etc., and so forth, other villages, things of that nature. So that's just how I look at it on that note. But on that note, Merry Christmas, family. It's 20 minutes, 19 minutes to the hour of midnight. So enjoy yourselves. Be loved. Be blessed. Still can't believe 2022 is almost over with, and so much work that has to be done. But on that note, as I always say, do the great 3 things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live like a fool. Take care, family.